Well, hey everybody, I am back on the Triumph, and the reason you're looking at a master cylinders here is because I went to drive my Triumph and my foot got wet, my brake foot, and I don't know if you can see, but the let me get a light on that, but the back side of this is empty, and that's the and it's low anyway, but the back side's empty. My master cylinder, while I was not driving this, leaked and drained down into the cab. So I have rebuilt. This is a new one. It's only got maybe 4,000 miles on it. I have bought these from my same brand from my TR6. I replaced 2 of them before I just finally got tired of replacing them. They're junk. So look what I have today. I have a resleeved original from Apple Hydraulics. I am going to just go ahead and bite the bullet, pay the extra. I bought a core from them. Let's unbox this and take a look and see what we got. So I don't have an OEM core. I don't want to rebuild those crummy cores. So they sold me an OEM core and I paid the whole thing. So it's pricey. But when you put in a new master cylinder every couple of years, that's pricey too, and I don't want to do it anymore. So let's take a look at what we got here. This is the first time I'm opening it. So this is what we get. I'll have to keep the reservoir from the original. Oh, but that's heavy. That's the nice original cast iron. Nice. So we'll unbox it, and here is the new core, and it's all rebuilt. They rebuilt it and everything, so it's ready to go. Nice. Now the one thing they tell me, so I have to reuse the reservoir from the other brand one. Oh well, it is what it is. So I will do that, and let's see what they say here. What they say is installation tips. Let's see. Bench bleed it first. I've done that before. I have a video on that. Fit it with clean brake fluid and operate on the bench, etc. Cleaning. Old reservoirs are often reused. Clean it thoroughly, which I will do. Free play. There must be a small bit of clearance called free play between the master and the activating push rod. See the service manual. I've done that. Venting. Make sure that the master cylinder is sealed against the outside moisture as much as possible. The reservoir breathe, so simultaneously need to vent and seal. Reservoir vent caps are often quite small. So yeah, make sure those are. So the other thing's not in here is there's no warrant. Oh, here it is. I was expecting this. Here it is. Here it is. I get this in every one of these I do. The seals in these cylinders may not be compatible with silicone or synthetic brake fluid. Please use .3 or .4. That I'm going to ignore because I can just rebuild it if there's a problem. I have tested. If you want to test the seals, a friend of mine who's a chemical engineer told me if it's going to react, it'll react in the first couple days. So I took the seals from a modern kit and I dumped it in both silicone and .4 and .3 to test it to see whether or not they would swell or degrade. They didn't. But the lawyers have to have their say. You know, the reason I was in the software industry before, and we didn't warranty things or we didn't support things because we didn't test it. Well, they didn't test it either, so they don't support it. I'm going to go ahead and use .5. If there's a problem, I'll deal with it. I won't hold Apple Hydraulics responsible. So, should I or shouldn't I clean and flush this? Well, look at that. My brake fluid is just as nice and as it ever has been. I'm not going to bother flushing the system. I'll go ahead and drain this cylinder. I'll stuff a bunch of rags under here, and I'll take this apart from here, pull the whole thing out and drain that, throw that fluid away. I'm not going to reuse it, and then I'll fill it again. So basically I'm just going to disconnect the linkage right here, disconnect these 2 bolts, disconnect these two lines right here, and then I'll get the other one in, and I'll get the other one bench bled, and then we'll go for it. Okay, this is why I use silicone. See it leaking already? It's leaking. But I replaced this whole, I redid my firewall a while back because the .4 had leaked on it and had totally eaten the paint out. And I know there's problems with paint, with silicone. If the silicone is hard to get it off there, you repaint it. I'm not going to repaint that. It's done. So anyway, so I'm also, it's the other thing you can flame me about is I'm using a regular 7/16 wrench to get these off. I don't have a flare nut wrench or whatever you call it to get these off. I know that's what you're supposed to use. It's basically looks like this with a little slice out of the end, so you can fit it over the brake line. I don't have one here, or I lost mine or whatever, but if you'll see, my fittings are nice and clean. They're not rounded at all. Flame me if you want. Okay, so I pulled the boot off. These boots are really hard to put on, so you know, that's the one thing I'm not looking forward to about this whole process, is getting that boot back in that slot. So anyway, so now I've got to take this little cotter pin out, and then I'm going to take each of these nuts out, and we'll be ready to pull it. Oh, and I'll be putting my parts in my SAE standard mushroom plastic container that my wife buys. Love to keep those. I just to let my wife know that's my last one. Okay, that's out. You know, one of the things it says to do in the maintenance manual is to put a drop of oil on that every 12,000 miles or something at lube. I'm not going to pull that thing to put a drop of oil on there, I'll tell you. I'll put some lithium grease or something that hopefully will stay there. Okay, and those bolts and nuts come off with the 1/2" end wrenches. And oh shoot, I forgot that one down there. Let me see if I can get the camera angle right. Where is it? That one down there. You can't get a wrench on that thing, or a socket, or anything. Maybe if I took the reservoir off, you can. I don't know. I'm gonna look in the manual. Okay, I went and read the manual, and they say I was trying to avoid having to take this bracket off, but I'm going to have to. I don't remember whether there's nuts underneath that or not. If there's nuts, I was trying to avoid it. If there's nuts underneath it in the body, then I'm going to have to deal with that through vice grips on the bottom or something. But let's take it off. I'm not going to fight it anymore. Stop laughing. Okay, here we go again. We're now going to remove the master. I can't do this one-handed. I'll come back to you and tell you what I found. Well, there we go. It's out. Just needed to tip it a little bit. So now we'll take it off of the bracket and clean everything up. Okay, it's off the bracket and turned around. And now I have to remove those screws under there and dump this. I'm not going to reuse this fluid. Remove it from the reservoir, from the master cylinder. By the way, also the screws that I used when I originally put this on there, I replaced them all with stainless steel. I think that's a good application for stainless steel. Doesn't require a lot of force on there. It keeps it from rusting, all that kind of thing. So. Okay, the new master cylinder does not come with this push rod, so I'm going to have to take a pair of long nose pliers and take that clip out of there and save this push rod. This one's fairly new, so the holes aren't ovaled, but if they were, I would buy a new rod as well. Okay, it does come from the big ring, O-ring, and the small one there are for the reservoir, which we'll need, and the dust cover there says England on it. My old one says nothing, So I'm going to go ahead and rip that old one off, even though it's in very good shape. I'm going to rip that old one off and put the new one on. Okay, so now I'm heating this rubber up and just stretch it over a screwdriver. And then put the screwdriver up against the end of that and just pull it over. Can't do it one-handed, so we'll just do it after the fact, but let's at least pull the screwdriver, pull it down with the screwdriver anyway. I had to help it by taking a pair of long nose pliers and just sticking it between there and propping it in. Okay, you're out in my funky shop here, and to bench bleed this thing, what I'm going to do is put some .5 in here, and I'll take these out, and then I'll just reach over and grab this and pump it fully until there's no more air coming out of here. I can't do that one-handed, so I'm going to put you down. Okay, now that we have this assembly put together, we'll put it in the car. Okay, now it's time to put the ferrules back in there. Now that I've got this all installed nice and snug. Okay, those are now on. I wiggle the pipe, by the way, while I'm doing this. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Not really, but I wiggle the pipe while I'm hand screwing this in. I get it started, and then I very carefully screw it in, and then I give it just a last little snug so don't strip it. Now we're on to putting the little grease on that and putting the pin back in here and putting this rubber boot on, which is a pain in the butt. Well, I don't know how many times I've done this, but I forgot to put this boot on first. Put the boot on first and then put the cotter pin in. Duh. Okay, now back to it. Okay, the boot's in, and now I need to top it up and try the brakes. Okay, it's full. By the way, some people knock that out so that when you fill this, it fills the back one too. I don't. I like to know which one's leaking, if one's leaking. So anyway, that's full. That thing is supposed to be there. Anyway, let's try the brakes. Okay, I'm pumping the brakes here, and it was a little spongy at first, but I just slowly pump it about 20 times, and it's come right to the top of the pedal. So I'll let that sit for a while and see how that goes. Well, yeah, hey, I put it in there without putting that clip on, so I'm going to see if I can get it on without taking the whole unit out. Well, miracle of miracles, I was able to put that clip in there by pushing one side, putting one side in, and then taking a pair of these needle nose pliers and pushing down on that and popping it in, so it did go in. So I'm glad I didn't have to take it all apart. Okay, all taken apart and sealed on there, so now I put it all back together again. Okay, this time I'm not going to forget to put this on first and then put the pin in. Okay, this job was about replacing the master cylinder. The back channel was leaking, going right, and it was empty. I have done this before with master cylinders where I've just bought a new one and put it in or tried to rebuild it, and it only lasts a short while. So I started on my TR6, I started replacing them with sleeved master cylinders. It's more expensive, but I just don't want to have to do it again. So here we have it all installed. What I understand, somebody told me once that the casting in the replacement models is not high quality, and so the seals rubbing against that casting wear out faster. Don't know, don't care. Hopefully this is the last time I have to do with that master cylinder. The other thing I'm not happy about is the only thing I'm not happy about is the particular .5 I could get here is not as bright purple as the other one. It's a slightly different shade, so it looks a little dirty to me, new out of the box, but that's what I could get, so that's what I'll use. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like it, subscribe it, make comments if you like. Appreciate your coming along for the journey.